Bravo. Say what?
That's Murkk. Y'all know how it go in a private area.
Y'all watching BWFMEDIA.
What's out, man? You already know, man. You know who it is. Jay Merg, you hear me? Mr. What the Streets Been Missing, you hear me? You watching BWF, you hear me? And this is Off the Block here.
For the people just tuning in, we are speaking with the one and only Jay Merg. He's in the building.
Come on now. You know
Yes, Lord. For the
Know it
people
is.
tuning in, who is Jay Merg in your own words?
Hey, Jay Merg, an artist. You hear me? An entrepreneur, a go-getter, a grinder, a hustler. You hear me? Everything all around the board. That's who Jay Merg is. You hear me?
Let's talk about your childhood. How many siblings do you have?
Well, my mom had 5 children, 3 boys, 2 girls. I'm the 3rd oldest. You know, I got 2 older than me, a brother and a sister. You know?
How would you say how was your life growing up? Did you have any?
You know, growing up, my life was good, you know, in a way. You know, I was always under my daddy, you know? You know, my daddy was a man with money, you know? So, you know how that was for a kid, you know, I was spoiled, you know?
Yeah.
So, my childhood was good up until after he died, you know?
Yeah. How old were you when he died?
I was about 8.
8.
Yeah, about 8.
Oh. Tell me how that affected you.
I went numb. Like, I shut down, like, after that, you know? It's like, I ain't show no feelings. Like, even though I was hurt, I just shut down. Like, I just shut down to the world completely, you know? That's just how it was with me, so.
Did you think that, did you ever think that, did it feel like it wasn't real? Like he's coming back?
I mean, no, it didn't. I mean, once I found out he was dead, like, I understand once you dead, you dead.
So you knew that at 8 years old?
I knew it when he wasn't coming back.
Right,
you know?
right. Damn. Because a lot of people we interview, some of them never known their dad, you know, or their dad left at 5, but you had
you know,
8 years.
My daddy was active, you know? My daddy was there.
That's a
For
blessing.
sure, like, my pa was there, you know?
That was a blessing. Did you, so what would you say influenced you, like from the age of 8 to 13? Was there a male figure?
Yeah, my stepdaddy.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom, my husband.
Yeah.
You know, he was always there, like, before I was even born, you know? So, yeah, he was always there.
Wow. So you're from New Orleans. What part raised you?
The St. Bernard Project.
St. Bernard Project.
St. Bernard Project.
What was it like growing up in the St. Bernard Project?
The project was fun, you know? Like, I ain't lying. I'm talking about every day I be thinking about it, like, boy, only if that project was still, was still up while we growing and all that, how would it be? That project was fun, you know?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the project. The project was fun to me.
For those who don't know, what ward is the St. Bernard Project?
St. Bernard in the 7th ward. Yeah, in the 7th ward.
What kind of a kid were you before the music?
I was quiet. Like, I was athletic. I was an athlete.
What sports did you play?
Football, basketball. I played both of them.
What school did you attend?
I went to elementary school. I went to Lil Phillip with V.J. Waters our project school. I went to Louis Armstrong, crossed the canal in the 9th ward.
Okay.
Went to Barbara C. Jordan in the east. And I went to Fisher too.
For real?
Yeah, like that was like in the beginning, like pre-K and all that.
Yeah.
I went there for like a half a year. My mama moved into Fisher. like in the 90s. And, you know, we moved right out there and went back to the project. So I had to go back to the project school. But I went to Fisher, too.
Was you into the sports? Like, did you play, like, was you on the team?
Yeah, most definitely.
What positions?
I played running back, basketball, I played shooting guard.
Did you consider yourself as a problem on the field?
On the field, I was fast. Like, I was small and I was fast, but I was light. I ain't have a lot of weight on me, but I was fast.
You was fast.
So, once I got hurt, I stopped playing football.
How you get hurt?
I had, in a game, fucked my knee up, yeah.
When did people start calling you Jay Merg?
I changed my name. Actually, Jay Merg came from a dude in jail, honestly. You know, I had my name was Jay Merg here. That's what people used to call me, right? And when I went to jail, they had this dude, what his name was, Benny and Swole, he from Uptown. I was in Angola with them, but, I was in Paris with them too, but every time he used to try to call my name, he used to always be saying, oh, Murkk, like Murkk, man. Everybody's, man, a man named Murder, man. So he used to, that's where it come from, you hear me? And it just kind of stuck, and I just went to liking it. So I just like, man, you know, I'm going to just change this. This is going to be my rap now when I go home, you hear me?
When did music stop being just something you like and start feeling serious?
When I went to jail. When I went to, like, I've been rapping, like, since I was a little boy, you know? Since I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. Like, I had a Nokia phone.
Yeah.
And I used to be trying to rap on my phone, you hear me? And I used to be trying to bring it to school to let people hear, you know? Trying to make it out my ringtone and everything, you hear me? But let me see, like, when I went to jail, when I went to jail when I was 15, they had a dude, named, what his name, T Shooter, you hear me? Rest in peace to bro, you hear me?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, dude dead too. I went to jail and he was rapping, he was on the tip. And they had a few niggas rapping and he was rapping and I went to, you know, I'm like, man, I know how to rap. I'm about to go jump in the cypher, you hear me? I go to rapping and it's like everybody's looking at me like, man, hold up. He cold, but I don't think that's him, you hear me? So it's like, once he said that, I'm like, man, you know, that's me, you tripping, and he like, man, go right to this, I'm about to make somebody write a chord right to this. I'm like, all right. He gave it to me, I went in my cell, beating and all that. Later on that night, I came back with my verse, I'm like, look. And everybody rapping, me and him rapping. After that, I just went to, like, everybody just went to telling me, like, man, you cool, you gotta really just start fucking with it, like, but you gonna blow up. And my cousin, you hear me? Black Dan, you know, he was a DJ, so that was always his dream for me to be a rapper, you know? But you know, I went into the shit like that. You know, I was playing ball and you know, I was in the other shit, females, you know, running the streets and all. I wasn't worrying about rapping, man, but I knew how, you know? But I didn't take this shit serious. But he wound up writing me a letter when I was in jail, and it was like pretty much like how he put in, like how he wrote that letter, like he really made me feel like dog, this what you gotta do. If you don't, like, this the only way we gonna make it out, you know? If you do this, you know? And I really ain't understanding, like, how the fuck me being a rapper gonna make shit better for you. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, I just kept on writing shit. Then once he died, you know, he got killed, you know?
But you see, you know, sometimes a person can see something in you that you don't see in yourself right at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? It had to be something for him to say that.
Right.
It really was. Look, I'm talking about it was times to where, look, we'll be sitting by his house. Like I said, he was a DJ. So he's always play all type of beats and instrumentals and shit on the laptop and all that. They'll just be like, man, G, rap. And I just go to rapping for him, right? He'd be like, man, we gotta go to the studio. I'm not about to go in no studio. I'm about to do all that. That's wasting my time.
Right.
He like, man, I'm serious. I'm about to go do this right quick. I ain't worrying about all that. I just know how to do it. I ain't really into all that like that, you know? Cause I was quiet and I ain't like attention, you know? So I'm like, I don't need nobody. I don't like all that. I'm straight, you know? And I ain't never was into it until, you know, like I started being around niggas that rap and, you know, seeing how they starting to move and, you know, the people that they be fucking with shit that they starting to do and all that. And I'm like, man, I might gotta try it, you know? And I just went to trying to just fucking with it, and then I just started hitting the studio and all that. Then probably like a year and some later, I went to jail, you know?
Now, do you write your music, or are you more of a freestyler? You just get in the booth and off the top.
I do both,
Okay.
but mainly I'm a write, you know? Because this bitch gonna be perfected, you know? Like, this gonna be music. This ain't gonna be no rap, you know? It's gonna be something to where when you hear this, you gonna be like, man, he gotta be talking about me. Like, I went through that, you know? That's the type of shit you gonna hear when you listen to me. Like, for real, for real.
How many songs, when you hit the studio, how many songs you knock out in one session?
It all depends how long my session is, yeah? Like, sometimes I go in there, like if I book like a 6-hour session, in 6 hours, I've been knocked out probably about 4 songs, yeah? And this within 6 hours of me rapping this shit to my producer, him making the beat, or we just trying to create a beat or whatever and think of something and a concept and all that, you know, within 6 hours, about 3-4 songs be done, you know? So,
What pushed you to record your first track? So we gonna kind of back.
my cousin.
And what was the song about?
Let me see, what was the song about? I was just rapping. It wasn't even about nothing. It was just straight bars, you know? Like, it was just regular street shit, you know? I was around my cousins and all them, and, you know, we had a studio in the house. And, you know, my cousin them used to be, you know, fucking with Juvenile and Skip and, you know, Wacko and all them.
Yeah.
So my cousin, you know, all them just, you know, all, like, music just really just been in my family.
in your
really,
family.
yeah. I just was the athlete, quiet person. Like, I don't like attention. You know?
Yeah.
So,
What's your sign?
the best signs of them all, Scorpio.
Scorpio.
The November
Okay.
kind, you know?
My best friend is a Scorpio.
The Scorpio.
Yeah. And what time did you feel like you had something to prove?
Like, far as what, with the music?
Music.
I'm gonna say when I was in jail, like right after Black Dan died, after my cousin died, I just
His
went
name
to,
was Black Dan.
like, that was his nickname. His name was Dan, but he was, you know, he was a dark dude, dark-skinned dude, so we just called him Black Dan. Yeah. Rest in peace, Black Dan, man, my guy, man.
So did New Orleans shape your style, or did you try to stand out from it?
It did. I mean, I'm from New Orleans, so, you know, anybody from New Orleans is gonna shape you some kind of way. Whether
It sure will.
you branch off or do something different, like, you gonna start off doing some shit New Orleans style. You know?
Right, that's true.
Like, so I try to, like I said, I'm a New Orleans nigga, so I try to stay New Orleans. Like, I don't try to do nothing extra. You know?
Right.
Like, that's just how I try to do it. Well, I keep it like that.
What about St. Bernard Savage?
Yeah, St. Bernard Savage. That's our, you know.
Yeah. So you don't know Red?
I don't know.
You don't know him? He's the older guy.
I don't know. It's a few of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So what does St. Bernard Savage stand for? How would you describe it?
That's some untamed niggas, you. People. I ain't even gonna just say niggas. I'm gonna say the females too.
Yes, Lord.
Rootless, you.
Yes, Lord.
Just don't give a fuck.
Yes, Lord.
That's what they is, you. Be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I used to step through there sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a couple of people.
Different, though. I ain't lying.
They
like,
fight.
At St. Bernard, different.
They fight. So is there like, okay, so when you think about a St. Bernard Savage, like a real St. Bernard Savage, is that like a mindset, a lifestyle, or something deeper?
That's a lifestyle of the hood. Like, that's just something that we stand behind. You know? See what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, but, you know, like I said, that's just something the hood stand on. Like, that's just where we come from, that environment. You know? So That's just what you're around, what you know what I'm saying, what you grew up around. These
Right.
type of people, savages, vultures, you know, killers, jaggers, bombs, and all that. Like,
In it to understand what
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like people misunderstand that mentality? Like, especially from any project. I think every project or whatever in the hood, the ghetto, is savage.
I mean, yeah, you know, everybody, you know, that's just a slang what people call themselves. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter where you from, anybody could be saying they're savage. Like, you know, Future be screaming that Future way from, I'm saying,
Yeah.
Atlanta, so, you know, that's just savage is just some untamed, just some untamed people, some rootless people, that's all it is. So, that's all that is, you know?
So how important is being authentic in your circle? Because that's what we're about. We're about authenticity.
I mean, that's major.
Major.
Cause before you could be authentic in your circle, you gotta be authentic with yourself. See what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't keeping it real with yourself, how can you keep it real with somebody else? Like, so.
Facts.
That's just how it go. That's the way of life, you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Walk me through how you make a song. Like, do you start with a beat or lyrics?
And how I make a song, I probably just, I don't know, I probably just look at something and get a concept of something, just think of something, probably just go to beating, just coming up with sounds in my head or something, I go to humming some shit, you hear me? And as I'm humming the sound, next thing, I'm just keep humming it over and over, and next thing you know, the words gon', I'm just gonna find the words that go with the sound, you
With
know?
the sound.
Yeah, and I just go like that. Like, however the chorus come out, that's my concept, you know?
So most of your ideas come from like real life, or does it come from your emotions and the storytelling?
Real life shit, like real emotion shit that I done seen, shit that I done been around, shit that I done experienced, shit that other people did experience that I done been around and seen for myself, like.
You look like you've seen a lot. I can see it in your eyes.
I have.
What's some of the things you went through that people wouldn't believe if you were to put it in your song?
I mean, I wouldn't say not too much because everybody already know. Like, far as me, going to jail for murders and catching a life sentence and all that, like, people know about that already. So, I mean, other than that, like, I had the average regular kid life, you know? Like, for real, you know? Besides, doing shit, being bad and all that, but other than that, like, it wasn't nothing hell of a like that, you know?
Yeah.
Did your environment push you forward, or did it push you backwards?
Like,
Coming
for,
up in your environment.
honestly, like, it had me blinded, honestly, you know? Because I felt like, I ain't never really been nowhere. I'm young, so I'm 14, 15 years old. I ain't never been nowhere, so I'm just thinking, just what I see. I know about other places, but I don't know how it is, so my mind not really thinking on traveling the world and all. I'm just worrying about getting some money, being fresh, going to school, and, fantasizing, fucking with females and all that. You hear me? Just, talking about what I'm gonna do in the next 10 years, and, that's how my life was. You know?
Right.
So,
Because I deal with a lot of people from New Orleans, and a lot of people ain't even went outside of New Orleans.
I mean, I've been outside New Orleans. Like I said before, my daddy was a truck driver. Like, my real pa was a truck driver. So I used to be on the road with my daddy, So I done been to some places. It's just, I was young, so it ain't like I was able to branch off and really go do what I want. I'm just going wherever he take me,
You wasn't